Welcome back to the 8th part of the Nintendo Switch retrospective, and today we'll check out the final year the OG Switch will see without a successor. The year is 2024 and the month is March, and well, it means that Mario Day is right around the corner. And this year we didn't get a new game or anything, but we did get a little video where Shigeru Miyamoto announced a few upcoming Mario related things. First off, a sequel to the Super Mario Bros. Movie was officially announced, and it will be, once again, animated by the very talented folks over at Illumination Studios. This new movie will come out in April of 2026, and that's very exciting. Speaking of, we also got exciting release dates for both Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door Remake and Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. Dr. Mario, Mario Golf, and Mario Tennis for the Game Boy were also revealed to be coming out on March 12th. As for the games that were released during that month, well, there's only one mainline Nintendo title I bought, and it's the brand new Princess Peach Showtime game. Ever since it was first teased, I could never put my finger on what this game was supposed to be. The gameplay reveals and trailers didn't help either, showcasing dozens upon dozens different ways of playing this game. And well, the final game is just more of that. It is set in a big theater, and you'll be visiting different rooms to partake in multiple plays. And well, you'll get a transformation in every single level, and these transformations will shape the way you play the rest of the level. Sometimes you'll have a sword that will allow you to fight enemies and defeat bosses. Other times you'll be baking and decorating cakes as a pâtissière. You'll also be doing wall jumps as a ninja, figure skating on ice, shoot down enemies with a laser gun, and that's only to name a few. This game is all over the place. The levels are varied and are actually quite fun to play. The problem is that the game is definitely meant for a younger audience, or at least an audience that is not experienced with video games. Basically what I'm saying is that the game is a walk in the park, and it's very simple, to the point that it almost becomes boring because of it. And each level features so many cutscenes and unskippable dialogues that it becomes almost unbearable. Considering each level has collectibles you need to get, and that those collectibles force you to replay each level a few times, well, being unable to skip the cutscenes becomes annoying real quick. It's by no means a bad game, but it isn't good either. I finished the main story and collected a bunch of hidden things, but I just cannot force myself to 100% the game, as rewatching all of the unskippable cutscenes is just too much for me. April is here, and well, there's not much to say about it, as no first-party Nintendo titles were released during that month. We did get a few third-party reveals during the Indie World that occurred on the 17th. You know, games like Cat Quest 3, SteamWorld Heist 2, and a new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, to name only a few. It wasn't the most exciting presentation, but I mean, it was okay. May has arrived, meaning it's finally time to play a brand new Paper Mario game. Well, I mean, it's not really a brand new one, as it is a remake of a GameCube classic, but this one looks so good that it might be as well considered a new game. The Thousand Year Door is the second entry in the Paper Mario franchise, and the final one with the classic RPG gameplay that we've known to love so much. Defeating enemies gives you experience points that will allow you to level up and improve your characters. You'll meet and befriend different partners with cool abilities on the field, as well as during the fights. And you'll also be able to equip badges that will allow you to change the way you fight. It's almost heartbreaking that this type of gameplay was never brought back in the following entries in the series, because this remake proved that it is the gameplay that people love the most. Anyways, everything about this remake is faithful to the original game, and if you've played it, well, you'll feel right at home. A couple quality of life improvements have also been introduced for newcomers to the series, allowing them to enjoy the game even more. All in all, this is a good RPG game featuring my boy Mario, and hopefully the next Paper Mario game will bring back this classic formula. But with Nintendo, who knows really? Another first-party title was also released during the month, and it's Endless Ocean Luminous, a game where you swim in a vast ocean and you scan fishes to learn more about them. Yup, that's pretty much all this is. I'm sure that if you're interested in marine biology and fishes in general, well, you'll love this game, but for me, it was a snooze fest. The game is online and you can meet other divers, but as everyone is just swimming to scan fishes on their own, there is like no point to that feature. All in all, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't like it at all. It's time for June, and I did play a few games here and there throughout the month. But first off, we have to talk about a Nintendo Direct that occurred on the 18th. This Direct actually started with a bang, showing off a brand new game in the Mario & Luigi series called Brothership. Okay, that was very exciting news, considering the original studio responsible for this series, Alpha Dream, is no longer here and went bankrupt a few years ago. This new game looks fantastic and seems to really keep the essence of what the Mario & Luigi franchise is all about. I cannot wait to experience this one. Nintendo World Championship NES Edition was also revealed, and this game is basically a compilation of challenges for classic NES titles such as Mario, Zelda, Kirby, Ice Climbers, etc. You'll have to complete some levels, defeat a few enemies and bosses, and all of this as fast as possible, as you'll be competing against other people around the world. In a way, this game reminds me of the NES Remix series that was on the Wii U and 3DS, but it's more focused on speedrun. It looks fun, but this will definitely not be a game of the year for me. I'll still give it a try. For the 3 remaining people that still play Nintendo Switch Sports in 2024, well, they'll be thrilled to know that a new sport, basketball, is arriving soon. A brand new Donkey Kong Country game was also revealed. Oh, no, wait. It's actually an HD remake of Donkey Kong Country Returns for the Wii. You know, that game that also got a remake on the Nintendo 3DS. Yup, a remake of a remake. This is totally necessary. Don't get me wrong, I love DKC Returns, but I would rather play a brand new game in the series instead. 2 new GBA games are coming out to the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack soon, namely Zelda: A Link to the Past for Sword and Metroid Zero Mission. But the real shocker came from a brand new app called the Nintendo 64 Mature 17 Plus app. And this one is here to bring out those violent games from that era. The first batch includes Turok: Dinosaur Hunter and Perfect Dark. 2 great games that deserve to be played, especially Perfect Dark. I cannot recount how many hours I spent playing this one when I was a teen, but just like GoldenEye, it probably aged poorly. Guess I'ma have to try it out when it comes out after the Direct. Hey, do you think the Nintendo Switch needs another Mario Party game? Yeah? Well, rejoice, because Super Mario Party Jamboree has been revealed. This new game actually looks pretty good, and it's gonna feature over 110 minigames, including some classic ones. Some new online game modes were also briefly shown, and well, all in all, this looks like a really good game. After this announcement, a new trailer started, and well, I recognize that little guy, that's my boy Link. Is this a remake of the Oracle series? Wait a minute, a fight against Ganon? A weird portal? Zelda is playable? Okay, this is actually a brand new Zelda game. Introducing Echoes of Wisdom, the next entry in the Zelda franchise. And this one seems really different from previous top-down Zelda games. First off, you play as Zelda, and second off, you don't have a sword. You'll have to use your magic wand to create echoes of enemies and objects you encounter to then use them to fight. Wow, this actually sounds like a neat idea. And guess what? The game will come out this year in September. A special edition Nintendo Switch Lite was also announced for the same day. This is exciting. but not as exciting as the final announcement for this Nintendo Direct. Oh my gosh, it's happening! Some gameplay footage of Metroid Prime 4! I couldn't believe my eyes when this was shown. I mean, keep in mind that this game was first introduced back in 2017, before it was cancelled and rebooted in 2019. So finally seeing some footage is just insane. From this short gameplay sequence they showed, well, the game looks gorgeous and seems like a really good continuation of the Metroid Prime saga. I cannot wait to play it in 2025. Heck yeah, it's happening, folks. That was a cool direct. You know what? It seems like the OG Switch still has surprises up its sleeves. Now for the games I played during that month. Well, I did play a little bit of the Luigi's Mansion 2 HD remake, and well, it's okay. To me, the second Luigi's Mansion game always was the weakest one. The GameCube game is short, but arcadey, and basically it's meant to be replayed over and over again. As for the third game, well, it's a big adventure in a giant hotel, and every floor feels different from the previous one. Now, the second game, on the other hand, is mission-based, which made sense when it was a portable experience on 3DS, but now that I'm sitting in front of my TV, being interrupted every 15 minutes to get to the next level just isn't as fun. It is by no means a bad game, it's just not the best one. And well, this HD remake doesn't do much to improve anything really, it's just looking better. But that's all there is to it. This is the type of HD port that should have been like $20 to $30 and I would have been completely satisfied with it. But now, considering it's a $60 game, I just can't see the value here. If you have to pick only one game to get, you should definitely go for Luigi's Mansion 3. It's way better. I also played the latest newest Monkey Ball game called Banana Rumble. And well, I don't know what to say, it's Monkey Ball, you roll around, you collect bananas, and you avoid falling down. It's super fun and never gets old. July is here, and well, as I was waiting for July 18th for the Nintendo World Championship to release, Nintendo posted a very cryptic and weird video on their channel. It's titled MEO, and it shows a weird man in a trench coat with a paper bag on his head. What does it mean? I don't know, but it's hella creepy, so get this out of my face before I have nightmares. I'm sure Nintendo will explain everything later. Oh hey, we are a couple days later, and well, MEO, the Smiling Man Famicom Detective Club, has been officially revealed. Yup, this game is a new entry in this series of visual novels that hasn't received a new entry in 30 years. That's kinda neat. But I'm not the biggest fan of visual novel games, so I know I'm not gonna be spending too much time with this one, sadly. For the time being, let's play a brand new game, Nintendo World Championship NES Edition. This is a compilation of a bunch of NES games, but instead of just playing them normally, you are meant to complete certain objectives in the fastest way possible. Maybe it's getting a mushroom in Mario, or defeating a boss in Metroid, or popping balloons in Balloon Fight, who knows? Whatever the objective is, you gotta do it quickly. There are hundreds of challenges to complete, and when playing, you'll get some coins that will allow you to unlock even more challenges. There's also weekly tournaments that feature certain levels, and your goal is to be the very best in order to be featured as a winner's replay. There's also an online mode where you fight against 7 other players, and only the fastest one makes it to the next round, which is actually pretty cool. This game is kinda fun, but it's a bit limited. It's the type of game that I enjoy in small bursts here and there, but every time I play it, I do have fun. It's a decent experience, and well, the physical version comes with a bunch of fun goodies, including a recreation of the NES World Championship Gold NES cartridge. Pretty cool, right? The other thing that I played during July is the brand new sport added to Nintendo Switch Sports, basketball. And well, it's fun. I don't have much to say, cause I feel this should have been included from the get-go. But hey, it's a basketball game, you use your Joy-Con to throw the ball in the hoop, and well, it works surprisingly well. You can steal the ball from your opponents and move around, and well, it's kinda fun. For a few minutes at least. Time for August, and well, we got a few Nintendo Direct presentations during the month. The first one was a Nintendo Museum Direct, which gave us a look at the brand new Nintendo Museum opening up in Japan. And wow, it looks amazing! It features so much cool stuff from Nintendo's history, like the Hanafuda cards and the toys they used to produce before they became a video game company. There's also a room with ginormous controllers where you can play classic games. It looks so clunky, but very fun. I would go to Japan just to visit that place, to be honest. The second Nintendo Direct we got near the end of August was actually an Indie World plus Nintendo Direct partner showcase. 2 for the price of 1. What a deal! The Indie World segment showed us great upcoming games like Balatro, Power Wash Simulator Shrek Special, Shovel Knight Shovel of Hope DX, and Pizza Tower, which are all pretty cool looking games. As for the Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase part, well, we got Tetris Forever, which is like a compilation of a bunch of Tetris games, and it looks good. Worms Armageddon Anniversary Edition was also shown, and having played this game to death on PC as a kid, I definitely would like to try it again when it comes out. Tales of Grace's F Remastered was revealed, and as a fan of the Tales of series, you know I'll get this one for sure. Let's just hope they don't ruin it like they did with Tales of Symphonia. Oh, you poor thing. More Five Nights at Freddy's games are coming out, as well as a Dragon Quest HD 2D remake. Lego Horizon Adventures, a game by Sony Studios, is also coming out on Switch, meaning that the Switch will now have titles from both Microsoft Studios and Sony Game Studios. That's pretty cool when you think about it. So yeah, there were some good titles here and there, and the presentation was actually decent. Just before the end of the month, we got a trailer revealing a brand new character coming to Super Mario Party Jamboree, and I name Pauline! While I'm happy that she's gonna be in the game, I still find it odd to release a character trailer for a Mario Party game that's not even out yet. Like, do you think this will generate the same amount of excitement as a Smash Bros character reveal? No chance. As for the games that came out this month, well, we got that new Famicom Detective Club game about that spooky MEO paperback dude. And well, apparently it's a good game, but as I don't really care that much for that series, I picked it up, but I haven't played it yet. I'm still unsure if I'm actually gonna play it, but who knows, I might. World of Goo 2 was also released in August, and well, as the original World of Goo game released in 2008 was one of my all-time favorite indie games, I knew I had to play that new one, and it's pretty good. It feels like more of World of Goo, introducing a few new mechanics, but all in all, the game is pretty much similar to the first one. You'll be creating towers made out of goo balls to get inside of a pipe, and then you'll proceed to the next stage, and you'll want to use as few goo balls as possible to clear out the special challenges. The new goo ball types are actually super fun to use, and seeing the classic ones brought me back to a simpler time. It feels like a World of Goo DLC, but released like 15 years later, and that's actually a good thing. September is here, and there is one game I was really looking forward to playing, and it's none other than the brand new Zelda game, Echoes of Wisdom. This is a big departure from the previous entries in the Zelda series, and I'm really digging what they did with this one. You finally play as Zelda in a Zelda game. Crazy, right? In this one, you gotta rescue my boy Link that got trapped inside of a mysterious rift, and in fact, more rifts like this one are appearing throughout Hyrule. It is now your job to solve the mystery of these rifts and return peace to the world. As opposed to Link, Zelda doesn't fight using a sword. She instead relies on a magic wand that allows her to create echoes of enemies and items you'll see along the way. Those echoes will then fight for you and will also provide means of solving puzzles. Like, do you need to climb up something? Well, create a couple beds and ta-da! You got a staircase! There's hundreds of echoes and millions of different possibilities to solve the puzzles. In a way, it's the perfect mix of a classic top-down Zelda game, but with the puzzle-solving mechanics of Tears of the Kingdom. There's now a logbook that allows you to track quests, making this experience even better. Eventually, you'll also be able to transform into the sword fighter form, which allows you to use your classic sword. But as this form is limited, you won't be using it too often. There's dungeons to explore, villagers to help, items to collect, and all in all, this game was actually very good. I really had some fun with this one, and you should definitely check it out. A couple more games were released during September, but I didn't really play them. I'm thinking of Epic Mickey Rebrush and Ace Attorney collections. But I guess I just didn't have time for those. Oh, and for some random reason, Nintendo decided that September was the perfect moment to reveal a couple new Splatoon amiibo figurines. The first pack includes Callie and Mari in their Splatoon 3 outfit. And the second pack is all about Pearl and Marina wearing their side order DLC costumes. These new amiibos are actually pretty cool looking, but this announcement just came out of the blue, so yeah. Typically, there's a big Nintendo Direct presentation in the month of September, but not this time around. It really feels like we're approaching the end of the OG Switch life cycle. The thing's not dead yet though, because October is here and a bunch of things were actually introduced during this month. Let's start off with the unexpected announcement of a brand new Nintendo hardware. Nope, it's not the Switch 2, it's actually Alarmo, which is a smart alarm clock that allows you to wake up by listening to sounds and music from Nintendo franchises. It kind of works with a movement detection thing of some sort, and if it detects you're being lazy and refusing to wake up, then it's gonna start playing louder and louder music up until you get annoyed by it and you finally get up. This is interesting, I suppose. This was a very Nintendo thing to announce, especially at the time being, cause everyone is just waiting on a freaking Switch 2 announcement. Anyways, you can pick up Alarmo if you're a paid Nintendo Switch Online member, or you can visit their New York store if you want it right away. Another interesting thing was announced during October, and it's a brand new app for your phone called Nintendo Music. And well, it's a place where you can finally legally listen to all of your favorite songs from your favorite Nintendo games. Well, not all of them. You see, they are going the same way with these drops as they are with their classic game library. A couple new games will be added to Nintendo Music every single month. This is annoying, and like, why would I wait for my favorite game to be on the platform when I can just pop YouTube Music and listen to it right away? To me, this app seemed cool on paper, but it's clearly not delivering the goods. To this day, I don't really use it, because every time I want to listen to a particular song, it's not on the freaking app yet. Ugh. A remaster of Xenoblade Chronicles X was also revealed during that month, and well, it looks promising. I've heard good things about the Wii U version, and this Switch one will hopefully improve on everything when it launches next year. Oh, and Banjo-Tooie was also announced to be coming out on October 25, so there's that. Alright, now let's talk about the games that I bought and played during the month. Well, first off, the latest Mario Party game is finally out. It's called Jamboree, and it's actually pretty fun. It mixes old classic minigames that we know and love with new ones that deserve to be discovered. And well, it does it well. The minigame selection is on point, the new boards are actually super fun to play on, and for the first time in a while, it features a single-player adventure mode. You get to explore the different boards while playing minigames to help out the characters on the map, and at the end, there's a big bad boss to defeat. This was actually quite fun and reminded me of the minigame island from Mario Party 1. This game introduces a couple new modes, including one where you have to team up with 7 other players to collect bombs and defeat Bowser in a big city-like environment. This game mode is actually very addictive, and I found myself playing it for way too long. There's also a mode where you play against 19 other players in a race to collect the most coins in each minigames. This one's actually super fun too, and all of these modes can be played online, so the replayability on that game is really high. I had tons of fun with Jamboree, and well, yes, I think it's the best Mario Party game that's out on the Nintendo Switch. Good job, Nintendo. Sonic X Shadow Generations was also another game I played during the month, and wow, this one is pretty good. It's a remake of Sonic Generations, which was a PS3 era game that I sadly didn't get to play back then. And well, I do see why they really wanted to bring this one back. It's amazing! You play as both classic and modern Sonic in a bunch of stages from different Sonic games. Both the Sonics play differently and have their own unique abilities and stages, and that's what makes it so dang good. There's tons of hidden things to collect and challenges to beat if you want to fully clear this game, and I do recommend you do so. But here's the thing, there's actually a new game included with this remake, Shadow Generations. This sub-story explores what Shadow was actually doing while everything was happening on Sonic's side. And well, these new Shadow levels are completely insane and over the top. The game also features a big overworld that contains hidden things and secret areas to discover. As you play more stages, you'll discover new abilities that will allow you to reach more areas and more levels up until you finally defeat the final boss. This is a pretty short game, but it never gets old. It's getting colder outside, probably because November is here, and well, it's finally time to experience the newest and latest game in the Mario and Luigi franchise, Brothership. Not gonna lie, if you're a fan of Mario RPG games, you're eating really well with the Nintendo Switch. Brothership is actually a really good game. So, what's the story? Well, Mario and Luigi are off on another crazy adventure, but this time they've landed in a world called Concordia. But something's gone totally wrong. This place is all split up into floating islands thanks to some creepy force called Glom, and it's up to the brothers to piece everything back together using their new mobile hub, Ship-Shape Island. The gameplay's got all the fun turn-based battles we love, but with some cool new tricks. There's battle plugs, which are like power-ups that give you awesome boosts during fight, and Luigi Logic helps you solve puzzles like a real pro. Visually, the game looks gorgeous, rocking this colorful, cartoony style that feels like Wind Waker HD, and even though the pacing's a bit slow, well, I think everybody can agree that it's a super fun and charming game. You just gotta give it time to shine, cause it's very long, and I think it took me like 45 to 50 hours to beat, so once you do embark on that quest, well, get ready to dedicate a lot of time to it. There was a Nintendo Direct during November, but it was actually a Super Nintendo World Direct aimed at showing off the new Donkey Kong Country theme park that's opening in Japan. That's pretty cool, but it's not really Switch related, so let's move on. Oh, yeah, there wasn't much more to talk about. I mean, we got Donkey Kong Land 1 and 2 that are coming on the Game Boy app, so yeah, we can probably expect the third one to eventually drop too. Oh, I guess we can talk about Lego Horizon Adventure, a game created by PlayStation Studios that's coming out on Switch. That's neat, but yeah, I didn't really play it. I've heard it's okay. December is here and Donkey Kong Land 3 is finally out to complete the whole trilogy. Yay! I didn't really buy anything during that month, and to be honest, I don't remember playing a lot of Nintendo Switch either. I was still finishing up Mario and Luigi, but that's about it really. We'll definitely need some news about the Nintendo Switch 2 soon, because things are getting a bit slow and boring. Happy New Year! It's January 2025, and well, it's finally happening! We got a first look at the Nintendo Switch 2! Look at this beauty! Look at those big magnetic Joy-Con, those funky colors! And is that a new Mario Kart game? Oh my gosh, gimme, gimme, gimme! This very short teaser video is all Nintendo will give us for the time being, but on April 2nd, a Nintendo Direct will tell us all about it. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait for this. In the meantime, we got Donkey Kong Country Returns HD that's here to help us out. And well, it's the same good old DKC return from the Wii and 3DS era, just looking a bit better. You'll be swinging through lush jungles, dodging danger in fiery volcanoes, and even surfing through crazy minecart levels. Everything from the Wii and 3DS version is here, including those exclusive levels from that later one. So yeah, it's good to be able to play the definitive edition, but on the big screen. But yeah, there's not much for me to add here. You've probably played this game before already, so you know it's a good one. I also played Tales of Graces F Remastered, and I'm glad to report that this is a damn good remaster. The team that butchered the Tales of Symphonia remake was fired and replaced with people that actually care about the series, so that's a good thing. This wasn't my favorite game in the Tales of series, but it was a good distraction while waiting for more Nintendo Switch 2 news. And while we didn't get any, we did get a brand new trailer for Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition, and it looks fantastic! This one will be out in March, making it the final title with a proper release date on the OG Switch. We really need a February Nintendo Direct to tell us more about games coming out for this console, because it seems like it's just left to die now. February is here, and well, no, there wasn't a Nintendo Direct. Everybody was expecting to see one, as there's usually always one in February, but not this time, folks. Seems like the April Direct will be the only thing we have to look forward to. Oh, well, I guess I lied, because we did get a Pokemon Presents during that month. And well, it started off by showing upcoming events for Pokemon Go, Pokemon Unite, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, but it soon revealed a new game. Is this a new Pokemon Stadium? Seems like we'll get a proper Pokemon battle game that will be playable on both Switch and mobile phones. It's called Pokemon Champions, and it is now in development. It looks interesting, so I'll be on the lookout for that. Finally, we were given a proper trailer for the upcoming Pokemon Legends ZA, and well, it looks rough. The graphics are pretty ugly, not gonna lie. But the gameplay does look very cool. You'll be exploring Lumiose City and will visit wild zones where you can catch Pokemon and fight them on top of rooftops and whatnot. Instead of having turn-based battles, your Pokemon will now be able to move around and attack in real time, which is actually a first for the series. From what they showed, it seems like this game will be fun, but after the whole Scarlet Violet launch fiasco, I'm being very careful with my hype with Pokemon games. This one will be out for the Switch in 2025. And well, I'm also pretty confident this will be a cross-platform title for the Switch too, but only time will tell. A very scary news also happened in February when Nintendo of Japan tweeted that they would be removing the game Super Soccer from the Nintendo Switch Online app on March 28th of 2025. Why is it scary? Well, this is the first time that a game is removed for the Nintendo Switch Online catalog, so that sets a precedent that this might be happening more often in the future. I'm thinking of games like GoldenEye, where the IP is shared between multiple companies, making it costly to keep forever. Hopefully, we won't see too many games disappearing in the future, but it's still something to be concerned about. I hate when games just vanish and are no longer playable. It truly sucks. So yeah, that was it for the 8th year of the Nintendo Switch. We got a couple cool games, way too many remakes, and all in all, it was decent, but we can feel that this is the end. We can feel that the Switch 2 is about to replace that poor OG console. The thing is, it's not dead yet, because there are still games coming out. Join me next time as we'll check out the final year of the Nintendo Switch, or at least the final few months, because I don't think this thing will last until March of 2026. Thanks a lot for watching.